the thing that we can do differently as a supporters, we must give our players a good supporters. Then we must sing our songs and give them the morale and everything. And remember, Duba is here, and also other players are ready for the finals. Le cup le like le match le is not like ukuthi I league kumele uthathe 3 point. No, kumele sathe I cup sambe nale naturena. So I believe to my boys ukuthi bazokwenza lokho.
I'm saying then on the pitch, what's one thing you want to see differently from what happened last week in the middle field? Were you happy with everything that you saw in that loss, or nama changes were no abona that you need to make?
No, there is no changes. Like I'm happy ngalento engibonile last week, ne? So into engiyazi ukuthi my boys bayile elentuzaneni eclubini like babona ama mistake wabo, so bazofixa. Coach nawe uyazi ukuthi ubani good for le game le namuhla for final. Remember, I'm just only the supporter, so angeke ngithatha ama decision for coach. So into emele ngiyenze ukuthi ngisupport coach wami ukuthi enze decision ngama player wakhe. Every player edlalela Kaiser Chiefs ngiyayitrust mina.
But you trust the process. And winning trophies namhlanje is going to be part of the process.
And also khona abantu bebasoloku bakhuluma bathi abakaze babone iKaiser Chiefs umntwana oku primary school omunye oku grade 12 akakaze abone iKaiser Chiefs iphakamisa trophy. Please guys, ngicela nibize bonke labantwana bahlale TV babozobona iChiefs namuhla mayiphakamisa trophy. Love and peace. Hey guys,
Cross for life.
Ayikhosi alipheli moya. Thanko.
Hey, you know, this is what I love about Chiefs fans. They come like this. These guys already had a post-match conference about how they've won. They don't understand that this is why they keep losing. Because in Soweto, there's only one giant. There's only one giant. There's 2 teams, but only one giant. Something is coming.
I think it's a technicality because Naturena is located slightly outside Soweto. So that is why, that's what you're talking about geography.
Have you seen?
But Haribu at the team that calls Soweto home.
Yes. There's one giant. You know what I'm saying? Have you heard when a giant
Put yourself
comes?
in. Believe in yourself. Believe in yourself. Believe in yourself.
That's when you know that the giants are coming. I don't know when they're coming. I don't know how they are coming. Stay tuned to Super Sport to see when the Giants arrive. But anyway, back to the real Soweto Giants over here.
Yes.
Duma says he's happy with the team. He's happy with everything that happened. Personally, I would have said that Ngobo in the middle field, not that he's a bad player, but it counterplayed to what we do. We have a very pressing midfield, we have a very pressing attack, and if we feel pressed, we hold until we get the counter attack. What Ngobo does is slightly deeper.
Sure.
So if anything, I would have made a change.
You're advising us now?
Yes. I'm advising you because I've beaten you so many times, Bobby. I've beaten you so many times.
So you know how to lose.
How to lose. Anyway, I've got a beautiful
my sister.
A happy person.
Kishapa na?
Kanto shapo.
Bona ke mona beka manye ke nyoso stop se mosisi.
Wena sa so.
Bona.
What's okay, my sister?
012 Pitori ba code Braga.
Ngwana go high.
Ke ngwana go high.
Ngwana go high.
Ke ngwana wona.
Anyway, re confuse about because nna lona re mapitori mara bona re supporta.
Aye no te ba ga tlhalohanya rena we can see ke re ba le papa wa re giraffe eyes so le gana re na le giraffe eyes.
Thank you.
I'm super excited about today. I think it's honestly going to be an epic day. A lot of show-stopping moments, a derby and a final that everybody should expect. I'm not going to say it's going to be easy, but what I'm going to say is we're definitely giving our coaches last dance and we're bringing it home.
So you have faith. Who are you most excited to see from our side? Let's not talk about these guys for a little bit.
Our players.
You should have heard what I was hearing. Because I also want to choose the lift trophy since Babelehwa. Lift in front of our eyes.
I'm most excited. You mean our players, right? Oh, no. Inja Yasaskotini Makashani Makaula. Dion Hoto. Right, Homa High.
Something. So we could learn that now Pretoria is very far from here.
Yes.
So the Kelelita, how are they going to last all the way to Pretoria once Obana Chiefs lift the trophy? How are you going to deal with that? Give us offer advice to Batu who are traveling long, my Pirate supporters, after this loss.
No, you're speaking a language I don't understand, you know. So if you're going to talk about tears, it's a language I don't understand. But if you talk about championship, it's a language I can understand.
We're thinking,
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for joining us. I want to know, I'm happy, not only because she came through with the energy that we always have, but I'm seeing a legend of mine. A legend of mine. Looking legendary as always. The general. Navigator, my navigator.
Good, how are you?
I'm excited. Luckily, because the fans are walking in. While still early, so it's a little bit promising that the game might start on time, which is very concerning. But yeah, I'm excited to see how the players are going to display.
Listen, first of all, first thing is first. As I always, let's talk about this fit looking so fresh and so clean. What is the inspo? Green jacket, I smell something.
No, I got a green jacket. It's for Heineken. I mean, jacket Heineken. Sorry, man. It's for Nedbank, you know?
Of course.
So it's just a representative of that. And yeah, man, because I'll be on camera and I'm also doing commentary. So yeah, just also to respect the players that I'll be playing. Because normally, a long time ago, we used to wear suits when we're playing a final. So Chiefs, Pirate's gonna come with the drink. So I don't want to disturb them.
Okay, you wanna be thoughtful, kind. Mara, why?
You find me, no.
Thoughtful, the more ground.
No, because those are the stars of the show, not me.
So Tigo, who are you supporting today? Who support them?
I support a commentary. Myself, support my money, and my pencil. Those are the people that I'm supporting today.
So you've played for almost every team in South Africa.
I'm very
But how good does it feel that we haven't had? When was the last time that we had a Chiefs Pirates final?
Yeah, it's been a couple of years. It's been that long.
Was it?
I think 8 years. 9 years. Yeah, it's been that long.
How does it feel to have another Chiefs and Pirates final? Okay, so what the derby is always high stakes whenever it is during the league. But now it's a final. Now somebody lifts something in the same stadium. What's that feeling like?
I think that's the difference. I think between the two, whoever wins, they win for different reasons. For Orlando Pirates, it's 3 times in a row. Coach Ribeiro is leaving at the end of the season. For Kaiser Chiefs, if they win, they're taking off that monkey off the back for 9 years, or 10 years out, leaving the trophy, and also maybe might even secure the coach Nabi's job as well. So anyone that wins today, rather, it's for different reasons. But nonetheless, you're rightfully saying it's not just the derby. Somebody has to lift the trophy today. And it will be so sad to see all the faces after the game, especially the team that lost. There's going to be tears there. But football gods. Do you know what they say about football gods?
What do they say about football gods?
They say at some point they will give something to you.
That's always make things right.
They balance the equation.
They will always balance the equation.
Yeah.
I just want to know, and I know there's going to be a very tough question to answer. Score prediction.
2-1. But I think it's going to go to extra time. It's going to be a 2-1 score.
2-1 to Pirates.
Whoever wins is going to be 2-1.
You think so?
You don't know who's going to win?
No, I don't want to go to penalties. Because penalties, then you get isolated by a mistake by missing a penalty.
Yeah, but these are professionals. They get paid, I don't know how much, to kick that ball wherever they want it to go. Those keepers are paid however much to save that thing. So it's a 50-50 chance, no matter if it's the pressure of the single man and a mistake or whatever the case may be. A penalty win is a win either way.
Yeah, you're right, but also we need to also remember that these are human beings at the end of the day. 100%. You need to be able to, to filter the fact of there's a lot of emotions as well. You look at the fans, how happy they are. Imagine the players as well, knowing that disappointed the fans, and that's why I'm saying I'd rather finish in 90 minutes or extra time than penalties. Penalties is always isolated. It's always a good penalty when you score. When you miss, it's a bad penalty. You know what I'm saying? So for me, as a football fan, as a person also that will be commentating, I'd like to see the game actually finish in extra time.
Who do you think needs it more?
Of course, Kaiser Chiefs. Kaiser Chiefs needs it more, and I think also like playing a team that needs it more. I think it's always dangerous because Orlando Pirates, even if they don't win it, it's still fine. But for Kaiser Chiefs, here's the thing: if Kaiser Chiefs, the chances are if Kaiser Chiefs doesn't win it, they're not on top 8 now. They're fighting for top 8. Imagine what's going to happen next season. They might be fighting for relegation, bro, and that's a reality that people don't face. Yeah, but you've been care fighting for, just like Marumo Gallas were in care for fighting for relegation. I'm sorry, guys.
My general, I hear a lot of commotion there. I think the players are coming onto the field. I just want to know, how was it when you came onto the field? High stakes derby, especially like outside of Joburg. You know, then when you're getting the traveling fans, you're getting the fans that don't regularly see you, now they have their chance to kind of cheer you, they give you all that energy. How did you handle that pressure? How did you feel that first step onto the field?
First of all, when you walk into the tunnel without seeing the fans, there's pressure because there's that anticipation as to then how many people are there on the stadium. As much as you know the number, but at that time that you're walking through the tunnel. But once you step onto the pitch, you look around, you absorb the energy from the fans. Now you start feeling that level of confidence. You're looking at the pitch at its entirety. You start playing the game, the moments in the game, in your mind as well. For me, now knowing that there are people that actually bought tickets to come watch me play, that also gave me some sort of motivation not to disappoint them. And maybe 10 minutes into the game, that's when now I'm in the game. I forget about the fans. Now I'm focusing on exactly what is it that I need to do and focusing on my opponents. And I'm sure there's a lot of players from the Kaiser Chiefs side, Orlando Pirates side as well, that are having that type of a pressure. But at the end of the day, you don't want to look back and say, I didn't enjoy my game. It is a moment for them to enjoy the game because there's no second chance.
So, forgive me here. I am standing next to one of my favorite football brains. Never mind what happened on the field. I'm talking analyst level. I'm talking football knowledge level. I want to know, I was talking to a Chiefs fan and I was asking what he would change. He said he wouldn't change anything about last week's squad coming into this game. I want to know what you would change if you were the coach of Kaiser Chiefs and you had to make a change after seeing that result coming into this one, cup game, higher stakes. What would you make different?
Maybe 2 players, possibly bring back, maybe 3 players. Bring back Miguel, a centre back. Maybe start Maurice as a striker. Lilepo maybe on the left. Serino as a 10, and maybe Modi on the right. That all will change because then the thing is like you can't have premeditated substitution. You can't predict what's going to happen in the second half. So you might as well play your best cards from the word go. And I think most of the time that's what coaches, the mistake of the coaches they do. They premeditate in the subs, and that you think that you have a chance in the second half. And it might be a game that if Pirates actually start dominating from the first half, they might even win it in the first half. You understand what I'm saying? So if I'm a Kaiser Chiefs coach that actually really need this trophy, I'll start with all my best players at the same time.
And then on the other side, Ra Jose, Wavaya, Ramokapa, ya Spain.
Yeah.
What would you do now coming in knowing that you've already won? You can't get comfortable. The stakes are a little bit higher.
Yeah.
You're about to try secure your last trophy. What would you do to the squad?
I think I'll remind them as to all the times that we've enjoyed together, the trophies that we've won. That will be my team talk. I wouldn't actually speak about the tactics. I'll bring back the celebrations that we had, the joys that we had all these years. And remind them that it is my last ride and this might be my last opportunity to lift the trophy. As much as I've done this for the club all this time, can you please, give me this one as my departing gift? And I think we've seen over the years that Orlando Pirates players, there have been moments where they're actually playing for the coach. You can see the relationship between them and the coach, and I think that'll be just a given for them actually to get that type of motivation. I wouldn't change anything because Orlando Pirates players, playing Champions League, semi-finals, so you don't need some type of motivation. You just need to be able to, be in tune with the game and play the game, and hopefully then if you do it for the coach, actually it's not about the supporters today. Unfortunately for Orlando Pirates, actually it is about the coach. Yeah.
Having played in big games like this, okay, I'm being realistic for once as a Chiefs supporter.
Finally.
That, you speak about some of the changes. Our squad, as it is quite significantly smaller than some of the other teams.
Yes.
So we're a bit strained.
Yeah.
So as you say, some of the substitutes are predictable. The guys are, we haven't had a good string of results, especially against Pirates.
Yeah.
The mentality plays so much because sometimes you develop these habits.
Yeah.
But walking into a final like this, as a player, do those things sort of is this does it reset, or is it hard to forget those things? How much of that do you carry into a game like this? How much of that negative or positive emotion do you carry into it, or is it a clean slate? What's the mentality like for the players going into this game? Because here, as supporters, we're perpetually hopeful we're going to win the cup, but we're not sure now, like, what's the state of mind of the players going